Jumbo Foods Barataria, Mark's Liquor Palace, Diego Martin Main Road, All Kenny Sport, Western Union, Tunabuna, All Extra Foods, Athletes by the Park, Napa, Box Office. For more info, call 732-3402. Gone, but not forgotten.
Calling all culture lovers. Are you ready to dive into the heart and soul of Trinidad and Tobago? Tune in to Culture Talk, where we explore the vibrant traditions, sizzling rhythms, and rich stories of our islands every Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. with Short Pants. And how do you feel about Calypso? On Sunday, Short Pants opens the doors of the Kaiso Cafe from 1 to 5 p.m. You can share your views, chat with the singers, hear some of the best calypsos that were ever sung, and learn a little something and more about our Trinbago culture. Culture Talk on Saturday and Kaiso Cafe on Sunday with Short Pants on Talk City 91.1 FM.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it loud. Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back, we are back, we are back. Time check. It's 12 minutes past the hour. After 8, yes, 12 past 8. And you're listening and viewing the Ground Report. Right here on social media. And you can also hear us on Talk City 91.1 FM. To you all you social media bloggers, let me tell you all good morning again, eh? Well, after a very serious interview there, well, you know, we stick to the subject there of work, and you all heard what the minister said. So I hope that that clarified the whole issue at this point in time with many people who deem themselves activists and not understanding rather Lennox, as the minister earlier said there, remember she didn't want to call nobody no name, no various names now. So I'll leave this to you. I'm a bad lucky fella. I might be too straightforward.
No, I mean, she was blunt. I use a figurative expression, for example, separate the goat from the sheep, of course. I could have used, of course, a striated approach to the whole process, because you're really screening when you look at those who may want a job but really need welfare because they are unable to hold on a job simply because their domestic and or their physical or psychological disposition is not adequate or sufficient to hold on a steady job. And so welfare may be more appropriate. And I think she was very distilled and very deliberate in terms of her assessment of the situation. And that is applicable because out there, really, many of the persons who would be employed, let's say in your PC PEP and so on, I could tell you, that is good for them or is convenient for them, because many of them may just be collecting a check without having to do anything at all. But where accountability and the fact that you have to present yourself on a 8-to-4 scenario, they are going to have problems. And I think the government must be commended for understanding that and therefore creating the cushion or the understanding of the various elements at work so as to cut the cloth, so to speak, in order to treat with the special circumstance of every citizen. And I think that is good. That is meticulous work. That is understanding.
And
that is
if I may just join
you
go
ahead.
Gentlemen
Yes.
here, when speaking about this issue, Andy, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, for years, Lennox and Andy, we've had administrations that seem to don't understand what it takes to do their job efficiently.
Yeah.
And they turn a blind eye and they act like if that is how it is. Mm-hmm. Here we have a minister bringing these things to the forefront and showing us that the job could be done. Better can be done. Once we do our jobs, once we don't act like if our head is up in the cloud and we don't know what's going on below our feet. You know, and for the first time in years, I feel as if I can lend my support, honestly lend my support.
Man. No, because you don't get that. All right, under the PNM, for example, they would say, listen, we spent so much money on this particular project, whether you are PCPEP or whatever makeshift initiative and so on. But in terms of the nitty-gritty, in terms of the analysis, in terms of money versus outcome, in terms of working for that which you put in, is out of the window. That detailed analysis. And we saw it here with the minister. She was able to say categorically, listen, the people who are there, many of whom may want a job, but simply are unable to hold on a job because of their circumstance. The PNM, on the other hand,
brought the reality to the forefront.
We provided that money and is URP and CPEP and lump everything in one mortar, so to speak, without the effective and the quality evaluation that will make ultimately the cost involved productive. And I think you have to commend them. You have to commend the government as a whole for it. And of course, she did lay claim to that nitty-gritty, that analysis at that micro level to the Honorable Prime Minister, who seemed to be, as she said, micromanaging.
For the first time in years, I'm feeling like if we got value for money when it comes to our tax paying and our politics.
Yeah. I too. I was thinking.
The cleanest
I didn't want to take her.
I have seen in a while.
And there are other areas which she mentioned. I didn't want to take her down the road because I think that wasn't the portfolio, and we would have taken a little more time with respect, of course, to the IMF assessment, with respect, of course, to the OECD's assessment in terms of Trinidad being removed from the blacklist and what are some of the circumstances that kept us there. But of course, we on the ground report have the ability, of course, to
I also want to comment you on your question, though, Andy, because we are very aware that people are listening on the outside. They want to know what is there for them.
Yeah, boy.
You know. So and you've been a person that every time we have a minister in here, you pose those questions for the people who really want and need it. You know, so I must commend you on that. And you continue to beat that drum.
Yeah.
You know?
Otherwise, they wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Because remember, the response has been they took away something from us.
Yeah.
And something that they know that they had.
Yeah.
And therefore, they cannot see beyond that which those who have conditioned them to think like that, it's as if the world has come to an end.
You know, and anyone in the position that felt that something was taken away from you, if you missed the ground report, if you missed the ground report in the morning, you would not get the information.
Exactly.
Not only that,
Definitely.
the reason why I asked that question, that very serious question to the Honorable Minister, of the 200 people that is on a pilot project, and how long again we have to wait before we can expect some more. I remember the Honorable Minister said that, that is why is a pilot project, so they get to see the different pros and cons, and now they can evaluate and now make recommendations to now roll out this project accordingly, where the people that are waiting for work, who lose the work in Europe and all those various things, they know, well, all right, this pilot project, which is more money, instead of the $80-something, is 200 and something, and here it is. We're looking to organize, go back to cabinet. Remember, she said they're looking to go back to cabinet and give their recommendations. And then I can see at least 2,000, 3,000 people more being hired through after they fix the pros and cons in that pilot project.
I mean, and I want to say this. In our post the minister's presence evaluation, I think it would be appropriate, having regard to the direction which we are going, that just during the carnival period, I'm talking about just Monday or Tuesday, I did in fact send a WhatsApp to the Honorable Minister, indicating, well, listen, 1,000 persons were employed, and of course you had a pilot initiative, and here it is. Of course, we have gotten some very limited, if any response at all. And of course, that information I want to see, she conveyed in her response, and that is it's pilot. That's March is the time when, of course, a decision will be taken to expand, etc. And while I got some additional information now so that I can convey to the people who would have been directly affected and depended on these programs, not having that opportunity now, not because of their doing, but because of those who had ulterior motives that was really not in their interest, but it is in their interest to have them generate a kind of animosity towards the government. Then, of course, I think what we were able to do this morning, dot the I's and cross the T's and put the nuts and bolts together. So it's just a matter of time before the entire country would be benefiting, including those who would have been feeling it. And I have no qualms, no doubt in my mind that, because I've been inside of the belly of the whale, so to speak, so I understand it, and they have been coming to me, and I conveyed the same to, of course, the Honorable Minister, and I'm very, very pleased with what she has said. No, because of course I expect March, or in February, March, that is next month, things should start rolling out in a particular way, so that, of course, that which people lost, they would now gain much more fluently, simply because there's more they will be getting, in spite of the poultry or the subsistence that was being provided to them through these former programs, if you want to call it that.
Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. The lines are open to you. You heard the interview. Online right now, Patricia Reed is saying that, but Andy, it's less people would be hired. Patricia Reed also say, the maths don't make sense. Did they get paid? What happened to the 50,000 jobs? Stop peeing on the people and calling it rain. Lennox can't get a work for himself. But at the end of the day, we have to remember it's all various types of projects coming out, whereby it's being shared through the ministry to try to pick up the slack with all the people that lost their jobs. Because
Andy, you will always have the skeptics. You'll always have the myopic individuals who cannot see beyond their noses. We on the Ground Report know that more than anybody else. So I am not surprised, but I want to tell you this. When the reality would have struck, they never apologize. They go on to the next soothsaying agenda, or the next negative that they could muster. And that's par for the course. So we understand that. So I'm not fazed. We have a call. We go for the line. We go to the line, and when we come back more. Sorry, we go to the line. All right, okay. Good morning, caller. Sorry about that.
Good morning to the magistry.
Yes.
Mr. Lennox, you will always get people saying this kind of thing. How people sure it's 50,000 people that lost their job? Why people are be saying this kind of thing for? Because I don't know if 50,000 people lost their job. So I'm telling myself that people will get work, but they just have to wait. Because we're not listening to what the government is saying, what happened with the European program, boy. They're saying it's a lot of corruption, and they have to take care of the corruption first, and then they will open up to the people. So all that we have to do, hold on a little longer now. This PNM pushing back steady every day, And somehow, like this man activist who talking about this activist, I don't know what kind of activist is. If he walked the whole of Trinidad and Tobago, pulling out people to vote in San Grande, in San Fernando, in Rio Claro, all over the country, pulling out people that he want the greatest activist. So, boy, I don't know where he coming from, you know. I say he could have been working in Grandy with Andy for Grandy too. I don't know. So at the end of the day, brother man, I just telling the people to have patience because if you watch what's going on in the outside there with Kamala and them and the Trump administration, you know good things going to happen to Trinidad today. Because I hear they don't call out Trinidad, they say Trinidad support them and Trinidad will gain by that support. So all people on the right track. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a call on this side. Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead.
Hello, Adi.
Yes, we are hearing you loud and clear, reporter. Go ahead, my brother. If you had any questions that you think we miss asking the Honorable Minister Kadisha Amin, but you go ahead.
Oh, also, I think what I find passing strange, Andy, I don't know what was going through the administration, the advisors to the administration to put us in this tailspin today where we're discussing who get back job and who get back job. They had a complaint with 300 contractors, right? You have 300 contractors and let's say you have 10,000 workers on the field. I didn't see the sense in getting rid of everybody to get rid of 300 contractors. The government is the main pillar of all the jobs that coming out from the government ministry, right? I find they could have moved away those 3 contractors and let the government take charge of the workers until they put back things in place. But what they did, they take everybody off the list and then taking them back on in groups. I don't understand that part. That's why I didn't understand, but I am aware that the government had us to do something with the corruption. But at the same time, it did not make any sense to me to send home everybody to get rid of 300 contractors when you could have just get rid of the 300 contractors and keep these people working. Because remember, they did that around time when school were closed and looking to open. So somebody didn't think it out properly. You understand? But I hope it's working in a way that everybody's going to benefit, because up to now, I'm still waiting, and I know a lot of people who are still waiting to be called back out to work. But the government have to do what they have to do in order to run this country. And I want to close by saying, I hear the opposition keep asking where the government is going to get money to do what they had to do. I want the government and the supporters to know this government take office from the PNM. So what they are running on is what the PNM leave there. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Rock.
Thank you. Next caller, morning caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Good morning, Ground Report. Good morning, you Andy. Good morning, Lennox. This is Diego Martin inside.
Good morning.
Lennox and Andy, we have to blacklist the PNM. They're no longer viable. And let me explain to you. This recent thing about Trinidad being removed from the EU blacklist tells us a lot. And I'm hearing the short man saying that they do the preparatory work. And I want to juxtapose that to a SCA class. A SCA class, it takes 9 years. 9 years from infancy to the exam. It takes 9 years to produce a good student. The PNM falls into that bracket. The 30% who has failed, they take 9 years and they have delivered nothing. So we have to blacklist them. And coming out of that, I am reading a post on the Facebook, I believe is from the Honorable Prime Minister. And this is what we must not forget. The PNM, a party long suspected of being financed by local drug mafia and implicated in numerous allegations of pedophilia. The breaking news as of now, Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been arrested by the police, and that came out of the Epstein file. We have the Akil Chambers file.
Yeah, I heard so. That is breaking news right now, that Prince Andrews have been arrested.
And we have to get to the bottom of the Akil Chambers. All the information is there. We know from senior people in Parliament who the alleged perpetrators are. So if one gone to the great beyond, there are other people who are preying on our children, and the PNM must not get away with it. I am hoping that the independent senators and the PNM senators call for a privileged committee to investigate that thoroughly. And before I go, the last thing I want to say is that my heart bleeds for the family of the Kuva Jade double murder. And you know what I was hoping for? I was hoping that there would have been a one-man protest with the profiles of all the independent senators, all the PNM MPs and senators, one man with all the petitions with stake in the savannah and protest and say these are the people we pinning those double murder on. The independent senators and the PNM MPs and senators. That should have been a protest in the playing field with one person doing all of that. I'm going to have a nice morning.
Oh boy, thank you very much, caller. Yeah, you want to find out now, Lennox. What is really was the stories with that prince? What is really the stories with the prince? Go ahead, caller, morning. Turn down your volume, Clyde Nunez.
Yes, your volume is up and is interfering with the quality. Yeah,
Hello.
so we gain a feedback. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead if it's New Year's Day. Go ahead, caller.
Andy?
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, we hearing you, Clyde Nunez. You go ahead.
All right. The first thing I want to say, I heard the wonderful interview with Khadija Amin. And I hope that the fanatics of the previous government will begin to understand what, in point of fact, the whole question of Lyd and Dude, Dr. Eric Williams' darling, as they used to call Dude, right? And the project with Lance Scott, who always had a hatchet in a leather thing. Yeah, he killed people on the project, Yes, all that kind of thing, right? But I want to say that you have never had the people could have attended Flavor Village and the John Cupid free. Right? They didn't have to pay. The North Stands, good, was free for certain events. So you have had the freeness. I want to hear when that party that was in government before, how they will attack how much money that NCC didn't make and all that kind of thing. The other thing internationally, Jesse Jackson. I want to tell you something about Jesse. When Jesse Jackson came to Trinidad, I met him. I met him at the City Hall. I picketed the U.S. Embassy. 12 of us decided to picket the UNC. When Jesse Jackson won a white man in the state of Michigan called Michael Dukakis or Dukakis, right? And he was lining up to be the first black president. This is before Obama. I remember 12 of us decided to go and picket the U.S. Embassy and say, hands off Jesse Jackson. And 12 of us decided that. We made our placards and so on. And then the Monday morning when I went up there, the other 11 did not show. And I got sort of frustrated and I was walking out to the Savannah. That time you had the Queen's Park Hotel there. And when I was walking through the Savannah, within me say, Clive Nunez, you took a decision to do something, go and do it. And I went back and I picketed the U.S. Embassy for 7 days, telling them, hands off Jesse Jackson. 7 days. No media ever come and take that out. You understand? I wasn't picketing for a visa. In point of fact, when I applied for a visa many years after that, my application had to go to Homeland Security in the United States before they approved me getting a visa. You understand? So I didn't do that to get a visa. Right? I have 2 daughters that live abroad. I have grandsons live abroad. I have 2 great-grandsons live abroad. I'm 86. Okay? I got away from tear gas in the savannah. I was there the Saturday before. In point of fact, I told Mikey, because a squad car came behind the car that I came up. It was a supervisor from PTSC who took me up there, right? And I know they were going to start to arrest people. And I watching the special branch man that is identifying who. When Mikey passed me, I said, Mikey, if you go down by those trees there, you're going to get arrested. And he went down and he got arrested, right? Ruby Jen, bless her soul, she is no longer with us, right? Good, right. But I hear a lot of people that be calling in. And if you ask them if they was in the savannah, if they were outside Faris Harari house, his wife place, outside the Oval by Alexander Place, they tell you no, right? The other day when I heard Santa Cruz remind people or told people she was in the first meeting in Carnage. I was there, Lennox Smith was there. Good. I spoke. You understand? So that a lot of people say there's activists and this and that. They're no activists, you don't stem around no place. Even Kingsley. Kingsley wavers between the Balize party and who is in government from time to time. He used to say, the people calling me, Kingsley, come back home, come on, Sharon Felix and all of them. I live to see people like Sharon Felix now with who is with Iwan. So she now on 91.1 and all that kind of thing. So I want people to understand. So I picketed it, for Jesse Jackson. When he came, I met him.
No, Sharon Felix not a 91.1, eh?
No, well, this is advertised, so I don't know. Right? Good.
This is 91.1 so you have right now. You're on 91.1 right now.
I know that. I know. Yeah, I have my radio. I switch off my radio and I get through. And I'm glad I got through. Good. Because I remain a revolutionary till death. I remain for the working class. When Lieutenant Capelli offered me a senatorship, I turned him down. I said, I am not a member of the Balize Club and I'm not a member of the DLP. And as such, I said, the only political office I would have accepted if I was offered is to be an independent senator. You understand? So my record is there. Right? I'm 86 now, and I can't walk and things as I used to. I'm not on a wheelchair, but, painful and so on, right? I have a hernia. I was beaten by the police right outside PTSC. When I was not going to block no buses, we took a decision for me to stay outside and mobilize the east-west corridor when they would have been arrested. George Weeks, Joe Young, Yeah. But Willie Charles, regulation number 5568, is the man who pulled me off speaking on a mic and cracked 2 riot staff on my back.
Wow.
And pulled me in the center of the road. And then a Chinese police from Besson Street. You don't see Chinese. You don't see any Chinese in the police service? You don't see any Syrian in the police service? Right? It's only Indian and African. And that is how wicked Eric Williams was. And I would like to tell people, stop calling that party name. Every time you call that party name, you continue to keep it alive. You know what it is, that party for a whole year? Their name is not. They chose the Balize because there is the Mapapi snake. And I would like Lennox Smith, get snakes in the Balize by shadow and let people hear what that party is about.
Nice. Thank you very much, Clyde.
Money is no problem by Rash or TI. About drugs, those are the kinds of calypsos that you supposed to play. And you will open. And please, Santa Cruz and everyone, stop calling the party name. Andy, Lennox, stop calling the party name. Call it the last government. Call it the Balize party. Anything. But stop calling that 3-letter name. Poverty, nakedness, and misgovernment. Okay?
All right. Next caller, Coke and Sweet. Go ahead, caller.
When I know what Shadow go had to sing something else then.
Caller, go ahead.
Let me say good morning to you, Andy, and Happy New Year to you, Lennox Smith, and Reverend Mighty Case.
Same to you, my friend, and yours.
And director, and to all the callers. And a special good morning to Mr. Nunes. Mr. Nunes, well said. Well said. He called us some true activists there, and he called out those who just play activists too. So well said, Mr. Nunes. And you're going good, you're going strong, and God continue to bless you and your family. Wonderful interview this morning by the Honorable Keddy Sharman. You see what people when study, and reporter, I hope you're still listening. Let me say good morning to you, reporter. I hope you're still listening, right? The youth in the East-West corridor, Trinidad and Tobago, is getting a more sense, a more feeling of going to work now. It's not like CPEP. The more feeling that has something to do with the government now. Whether it's through the corporation, what? You know, it has some on the beat here, wired by the Honorable Jolene John through the Ministry of Highway Division. And they are proud to go out and work. They're happy to go out and work. When you ask them to work in the working government, boy, I mean, it's a sense of difference, a change, you know, than this. And the names that they were saying that were fired. No more this one who won singing this Koki one who always cussing on social media. This warrior princess. You can't go on the permanent warrior princess. Like when I bunked up my neighbor when PNM was in power. And collect no 600 from nobody again. The criminal and the gangster them can't go and collect. Tell somebody bring me money for them to get that done. Those days done. And then you need to understand that, reporter. It have nothing named ghost now. It have nothing named ghost. And this initiative taken by the Honorable Prime Minister and the UNC-led government, this administration. And you can't ever tell them that. You people with whole train, they will still go like it's the same way people still suffering. But check all those who had applied. Most of them, 90% get called. Those who decide to stay on the block, but now it's registration in Cuba, registration in Port of Spain, and they went nowhere, I will expect to call to get that job somewhere. So, and the all sensible youths, right-thinking citizens, support this initiative what the government is trying to do, and they're trying their best. They're trying their best, Andy. So, and another thing to before I leave, now some coordinators, like you have a coordinator for Salmon and Tuna Puna, please all you, I spoke to a lady in a Kongs, very nice, she has that social part of her. She knows in doing social work. Her name is Miss Sydney. Mr. Special morning to that lady. It is that people going on social media, look, you ain't seen pretty people yet. Pretty Sharman ain't pretty people yet. The Kamala them wicked. No, it's not that. It's the coordinators, like some other PNM people still. Like all they do things to make the party look bad. After speaking to that lady in her Kongs, she said, Mr. Wilson, at the time she reached, the checks are processed within a day. So when all they drop thing late, and all they get the time sheet early, all they drop it late, people go on social media, the government will kill. Kamala, no, it's not that. It's not that. there are people still in this administration, in this corporation, especially the P&M corporation and them. They do everything, Andy, to try and make the government look bad. But the government are the soldiers, and the government are the right-thinking people and right-thinking citizens. That's why we vote out the last party. As Mr. Nuna said, we ain't calling all the names. All the dead. And they are looking and listening. Lennox, morning.
Good morning to you as well, my friend, and all the best once again to you and your family. Of course, we have to go for the final break, Andy.
Yes.
You have a caller?
Yeah, we'll go for the break. Anderson Wilson come from Norway after last year we here from here, you know. And I see like he's in new PRO.
Yeah, I see you give him some extra time as well, which is
shock. And he talking,
which is unusual.
Yeah, he talking very, very calm and like I don't know, like he's a big something somewhere. I don't know, boy. Like let me go for the break. Something.
Office.
He was always very real.
Yeah, but Office also puts people in a position where they have to give the air of officialdom.
Yeah, because look, Patricia Reed and all online there. It's like, oh my gosh, laugh out loud. A week here. Well said, but people want to know that like this is a fella like he's a big manager somewhere. Something, boy. He talk different.
I hear you. And okay, of course, the Prince Andrews, as you asked me earlier, quickly before we go for the break, Prince Andrews, the younger brother of King Charles III. Well, of course, he was arrested, in fact, by police for misbehavior in public office, it is alleged. And we don't know, but of course, the crime in terms of the UK penalty is, of course, lifetime in prison. That is the penalty you will have to pay if you are found guilty. So important that society sees, of course, betraying the public's trust. So that is essentially what it is. Yes, that information is confirmed. BBC News and all the networks across the globe bringing that news. And of course, the king says, let the chips fall where they may. The law is supreme, and of course it will take its course. We go for the break, and when we come back, more on this edition of the Ground Report.
If you are a migrant currently living in Trinidad and Tobago without legal immigration status, this message is for you. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has introduced a special registration process for migrants who have overstayed or entered the country illegally. The online registration process will begin from Monday 26th of January and end on Wednesday 25th of February 2026. All applicants are first required to register through the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. That's migrantregistration.gov.tt. After completing the online registration, there will be a mandatory in-person processing and verification which begins at the end of February 2026. The start date for that phase will be announced through official government channels. The in-person registration will take place at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, the Atto Bolden Stadium in Balmain, Couva, and the Larry Gomes Stadium in Malabar, Arima, as well as the Dwight York Stadium, Bacalet, Scarborough, Tobago. Applicants will undergo a comprehensive verification process, which will include vetting by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service involving fingerprinting and background checks. You will also be required to undergo basic medical screening. Upon completion of the registration process, successful applicants will be required to pay $700 for the migrant registration card. The ministry reminds undocumented migrants your participation in this exercise is essential, as failure to register during this window will result in deportation. This special registration process for migrants is your opportunity to be documented, protected, and allowed to work legally in Trinidad and Tobago for a defined period. For additional instructions, along with online application and required forms, visit the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. That's migrantregistration.gov.tt. This message brought to you by the Ministry of Homeland Security and the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
Digicel.
Vibes get done, data get done, minutes get done, speed get done. Digicel is the real number one. Switch and done, hurry up and come cause while you're waiting, everybody online speeding. Full bars to the top, yeah we leading. Digicel have it luck and you need to switch it. Now is the right time to come in or sign up online. Digicel is one of a kind. Make up your mind and make the switch today. For 30 days you don't even have to pay. Keep that same phone number, don't worry, we've got you. With Digicel, the vibes got no way. But you have to switch today.
Switch to the bigger, better network. Digicel, better together.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
From Canberra to Carnival, this is Talk City 91.1.
This is Destra, and right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back, we are back, we are back. Time check. Hey, 7 minutes to the hour of 9 o'clock. And you're listening to the Gong Report and viewing the Gong Report. Wow, some of them comments they say here, simple comments, you know, Andy, Patricia Reed say, Andy, they wash Anderson over in UNC yellow. Ask Tabakit Tabaz. Ask Tabakit. Ah, boy, they say, Andy, he's reborn. He's reborn. What we go say? Well, we don't choke the jab spine. Huh? Let's leave that alone. Let he jot back taking the scenes. And when he ready, just come in calm and cool like that. Let him let reporter no. Well, boy. Let's continue. Oh, boy. Morning caller, where you calling from? And what's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Mr. Good morning to Anderson and the crew down on the beat up. The Anderson song, calm and collective, boy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
KFC,
about.
you see how the man talking? That's how you want to talk?
Well, I want to talk, so I want to be calm and collective. I don't fight, as Claire Noodle say. Anderson and the crew to put the good work, eh? I hope they're going to take more to the doghouse soon. Andy, I had a nice interview this morning with the Honorable Minister, Kadisha Amen. I like us show all the little work and things because I see people getting back their little jobs and things. That is that plus because you know they're crying out about the European, the CPEP. Yes. And a man like we asking the hard questions and people know what them out to talk and you're asking the hard questions. So take your floor this morning. But Kadisha Amen, keep it up, you look beautiful this morning. But when I hungry, I angry. I want to be calm and collective like Anderson. Bless.
So Anderson, so what? Before you go, so Anderson belly full? That what you're saying?
Well, Anderson have a team, you know. Remember, he controlling a team. So he deserve that. He work hard.
All right.
Yeah, and I was saying, yeah, he deserve that. And you work hard?
Yes.
And Lennox work hard. Mikey Kola, we work hard?
Yeah.
That man, that PNM man, he work hard.
Now, but you need to get calm so like Anderson, man. Wherever it is, you have to get calm so.
Yeah, I get calm. I got some eat and hush. Bless.
Bang.
One thing with KFC, I mean, he's consistent. He's consistent. No matter where you try to take him down that rabbit hole, he seems to find a way to escape. So you had to respect him for that, right? So my friend, until such time, you are going to be who you are, right? And you're going to express your concern. So That is one thing people have to conclude, having regard to his directions.
No, but wherever comes he get, Anderson better tell talk to KFC. So KFC
maybe he could show him the way.
So,
I agree. Give him a helping hand, give him a showing hand, give him a direction to see whether or not he could inherit some of that calm that Anderson seemed to have exhibited. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We papa. Lennox, you laughing, boy.
Yes.
Come oh,
well, I notice I find you give Anderson a lot of time. You know, normally he would be upset if he shortened, yes, if he shortened there. But I suspect if you had tested him, I don't think that level of anger would have been exhibited.
No, because remember the last time we had
it appears that he has gone through a transformation.
Yeah, because the last time we was on radio, right? But long before Christmas. And that was it. He gone bad. He gone real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad. Yes. And then when he do get in first time I hear him after so long, Happy New Year to you, Lennox Smith. Happy New Year. I say, well, I jot back. I say, well, boy, let me listen to hear when he going and cuss so going stupid.
Yeah. So it appears that wasn't to be. So there must have been some kind of metamorphosis, some kind of transformation.
Yeah. So when I see he continue talking, I jot back now and I'm amazed. Because the man talking like you, the man talking like a diplomat.
So you gave him that length out of shock.
You have a shock.
And I hear you.
It's shock.
Right, that's understandable because I too was taken aback as to when he would have let loose, having regard to what we know, what we have experienced in the past, I should say. But it wasn't to be. Maybe you never could tell. But of course, but it's a learning experience for KFC.
Yes,
no doubt.
KFC should take an example and get some of that calms that Anderson get. Trinidad and Tobago, don't forget, coming up next, Off the Record, with Stefan and Mr. X. So don't change that dial at all. So you maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers, all of you. Well, I know you're going to continue having a lot of fun right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation with Lennox Smith. Yes, hey, let me take this one there quick because he need to get some calm too. Go ahead quick there, boy.
Let's see.
Go ahead quick, reporter.
Yeah. I want to say good morning. Yeah, morning to understand and realize you're just listening to respond. You didn't listen to think. My contribution was to let the government know the way forward. They must look at the people. You must look at the people and think about everything going forward. So don't just listen to respond. I want you to listen and think, man.
Nice. So, Alia, it's 1 minute after God family comes first. Be safe.
I think, Andy, quickly, the minister has demonstrated that the government is thinking and therefore it's just a matter of time. Go ahead.
Nice. So, Trinidad and Tobago.
Interrupt your conclusion.
You know, as we say, until tomorrow morning, please God, yours truly, the pitbull of radio. We are out of here.
Talk FM. Talk.
The cabinet has approved the increase in the permissible age of importation of foreign-use right-hand drive private cars, that's sports utilities, SUVs, sedans, and station wagons powered by gasoline, dieseline, or compressed natural gas, CNG, from 3 years to under 8 years and under from the date of manufacture.
Music.
Ladies